Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to share with you some tips and tricks on how to work on the physics exam. So in the first session, in the first video, let's see on how to work on the paper 2. Okay, so first of all, let's see this. Okay, physics paper 2, the duration is 45 minutes. Okay, let's understand that. Then physics paper 4, the duration is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Physics paper 2 and paper 4, if you look at the number of marks, paper 2 only get 40 marks, but paper 4 you get 80 marks. Okay, the number of question in paper 2 40. That means for each question your mark for each question is 1. But in paper 4 that's a different case. Okay, your mark in each question could probably 10, like 3 to 10. Okay, now if you see this, compare this with the time range. Okay, 45 minutes to work on 40 question, 40 marks. So that means every marks you need to finish it 1 minute for each mark. Okay, 1 minute for each mark. That means 1 minute for each question. That is the time that you have. What about physics paper 4? It even less than 1 minute for each mark. Okay, for each mark. Example, one question have 3 marks, then you have 3 minutes maximum. Okay, cannot exceed that one. Now let's go to paper 2. In paper 2, if you check the question in general knowledge, yeah, mostly the initial questions are easier, but this is not always the case. Okay, the most important thing is this. To find your favorite topic first. If your favorite is electricity, open electricity. If your favorite is measurement, open measurement. If you love the equation of the motion, then open the initial question 1 to 20. Okay, if you love nuclear physics, then check the last question around 37 to 40. Okay, so first find your favorite topic. Okay, but if the question is, do I have to do it in sequence? I will mention yes. Why? Because if you go through in sequence, you can find out which question is easier, which question is not, which question that you can do. Okay, that is the most important thing. In terms of electricity, most of the time electricity is the most difficult questions. Okay, commonly the most difficult question. So I would like to suggest that you leave electricity for a moment, although that is not always the case. Okay, so first of all, remember, do it in sequence and don't waste your time. Okay, leave the electricity for the last. And the last, attempt all question. Do not lose, do not miss any question. Whether you understand or not, just pick. Okay, because a mark is not deducted for wrong answer. Even if you answer, if your answer is wrong, your marks will not be deducted. Okay, now I would like to show you the development of the portion of the question. General physics, it's about the measurement, it's about force, it's about motion. Okay, in 2018 the number of question is around 14, is 14. 2019 and then 20 remain 13. So this is the portion. Yeah, it's about let's see, 13 multiplied by 5, it's about 65%. Well, if you open your book, the topics of this general physics block is the most. In 2018, the number of thermal physics question is only 4, but increased to 6 in 2019 and 20. About wave, the number of question remain the same. It's about 6 question. What about electricity and magnetism? In 2018, the number of question is 14, but then reduced to 12 and then to 10. But the question regarding atomic physics increased from 2 to 3 and to 5. This is the maximum number so far that we can see the number of questions. Yeah, it's about the number of question about atomic physics, nuclear physics. It's about five. Okay, so that means if you are good in general physics, okay, it will give you a higher chance to get a good score. Okay, and if your capabilities in electricity and magnetism is good, this will also give you a better chance. Okay, 13 out of 40. Yeah, okay, sorry, this is not 65%. It is 13 out of 40 multiplied by 2.5. Multiplied by 2.5, this is 26 plus 7. Yeah, 26 plus 7, 33. 33%. Okay, this multiplied by 2.5, that means 12, 15%. This is also 15%. This is 25%. And this is about 13%. Okay, so check out, if you want to get at least C, you need to get 50, right? Example, you are good in general physics, and then you are good also in thermal physics, that is already 48. Yeah, well, you need more than that. Example, you're good in general physics and also you're good in electricity and magnetism. That's better combination. Okay, now in paper 2, you guys remember that you have five topics: general physics, thermal physics, yeah, waves, light, electricity, and then the atomic physics. Okay, you are a thinking creatures with ideas. So that means you have to understand yourself as a person, in which topic that you master the most. Example, if this is Mr. Toho will prefer general physics and also atomic physics, okay, and also waves. When I was in your age, this is the three topics that I will pick the most, okay, because this is the three that I master. Okay, so choose your priority. Okay, make the easiest one as your own priority. This is the easiest to me. Okay, the hardest to me is electricity. Oh, this is the hardest, and thermal is not really hard. Okay, so I will prioritize general physics, atomic physics, wave, then I'll go with thermal and electricity. But you stop for a moment and think about this. Which one that you will put on your priority list first until the last? Take 1 minute, pause the video, and choose. If you're done choosing the topics, then let's continue. Okay, remember this thing. Not all topic is always easy in paper 2. So that means you have to read carefully. This is the way you read carefully in Indonesian, as an Indonesian, okay? If you are an Indonesian, then this is what you gonna do. Interpret the question in bahasa. If you're able to interpret the question in bahasa, then that is an indication that you understand the meaning of the questions. Okay, let's see this. This is a typical question. Which quantity can be measured using a micrometer screw gauge? Okay, we have learned micrometer and also the vernier caliper. Okay, this question about measurement is typical, like every year it always occur like that. Okay, and then this question is a new type. So in Cambridge exam, of course, there's always a new types of questions. Five athletes PQRS compete in race. The table shows the finishing times for this athlete. Finish at 22.5, 24.4, 25, 26.5, 23.2. So which statement is correct? You see, there's changes in types of question, not always the same. Okay, so this indicates do not memorizing the question, but understand the question, understand how to answer. Okay, and also, although not everyone love logic, okay, but you must not never give up trying to understand every concept. Look at this. This is moving forward, okay, but this concept is actually related to potential energy, guys. Yeah, mgh. When the potential energy turned into kinetic energy, then how much kinetic energy reduced will become uh, the kinetic energy. Okay, this is logic. You see, the motion is in this direction, but the concept that you need to use is about something that is changed vertically. Okay, never, never surrender. Memorizing equations, of course, this is physics. You have no choice. But at least if you check on these, yeah, example general physics or atomic physics or wave, there is not much equation that you must remember. Not much. Compared to national curriculum, yeah, this is not much. Okay, and also find the best way to memorize. Your teacher's way is not always the best way for you. So if you have your own ridiculous way to work with your brain, then do it. Okay? Okay. Factor is something common. Okay? Um, Factor is something common and you must master this. Okay? This diagram shows the resultant of the two forces. Okay, resultant of two forces. I will show you that the result of A could be interesting, and it could show you something like, oh, this is probably the problem solving. Okay, but take a look at this. This is vector P, and this is vector Q. Remember that we can move a vector, but we cannot change the direction. Now we are going to move this vector up here. So the result is this is the bottom point and this is the final head. Let's say the final point. Yeah. If you move from here to there, from here to there. Now uh, draw a line from the very beginning up to until the very last of the chain of vectors. Okay, so this is the resultant, the correct resultant. Okay, take a moment, pause the video and try to understand. Now I will delete some of these markings. I will leave you with this and hope you can understand this. Okay, and then this is another question, guys, that you have to remember. Okay, sensitivity versus range. In the class we learn using the blocks. Okay, do you remember how we use analogy to understand these? Remember that moment when we check the blocks in your class, in your board. Yeah, okay, there are two kinds of blocks arrangement. Okay, this shows you a wide wide, what do we call it, wide pipes. Yeah, wide tubes, and this is the narrow tubes. Okay, the narrow tubes. Now just imagine like this: six block, one of it is wide, the other one is very tall. Okay, if we look, imagine like if we if we hit these blocks and the volume of the blocks increase as much as 2 blocks, okay, now we are going to draw as much as 3 blocks. Imagine, yeah, 3 blocks. We are going to draw 3 blocks in here, 3 extra blocks, and another 3 extra blocks here. You see, the wider one will increase much more compared to, oh, sorry, the narrow one, the length of the tube, the length of the alcohol inside the tube will increase more, yeah, compared to the wide one. Okay, so that means this one, the narrow one, is much more sensitive compared to the wider one. But let's imagine this. What if the what if the thermometer heat up with a lot of heat so that the expansion increase a lot? Okay, then the narrow thermometer will expand too much while the wider will expand not much. That's why with the same height of thermometer, then the wider can cover more range. Okay, example, the narrow one only 100, probably the wide one could be 150 or 200. Okay, another trick, it's about the um, image, real image versus the virtual image. Okay, in this question, this object O placed in front of a plane mirror as shown in here. Have you ever touched an image? Remember, we have learned this in the class and we have seen the real image and uh, the imaginary, sorry, not imaginary, there's a term for that. The real image and the virtual image. Okay, remember, if you can capture the image using the paper, then that is real image. In this question, this is a plane mirror. We know if we stand in front of a plane mirror like this, and then there's image behind here, if you put some paper behind the glass, behind the mirror, you will not get any image, remember? So that image cannot be touched. That image is virtual. Okay? Remember that one. Yeah? Which row is correct? Position of the image. Okay, position of the image, of course. I think I don't need to teach you this. You must be aware that the position should be 1. Okay, the other trick, simplify a case. Only physics allow you to do that. Okay, this is a circuit. Okay, then you have to simplify this circuit. What is the effective resistance of the following combination of resistor? Okay, do you know what to do first? Yeah, uh, this is a parallel resistors, so you must change these two parallel resistors with only one single resistor. In physics you are allowed to do this. 6 and 8, 1 over rp is equal to 1 over 6 plus 1 over 8. Now let's use 24, so that means 4 plus 3, yeah, it's equal to 7 over 24. So if rp is equal to 24 over 7, it's about 3 and 0.4. Okay, now we just need to add the 4, 7.4. Okay, you got the answer. So simplify the case first. And then logic gates. You must remember the symbol. First, remember the symbol for AND. Second, remember the symbol for OR. Third, remember what happened if we add NOT. Then you guys will see a small circle in front of the gates. Okay, and remember this is just a single NOT. okay, and how they work. Another must remember symbol, the symbol of electricity components. You have to check this in your IGCSE book and you have to train yourself. Okay. Then the right hand. Although in your book you have two kind of how to use hands. Okay. Um, the thing that you must master first is how to use the right hands to show if there is electricity going and inside the magnetic field, and then where is the direction of pushes. Okay, this thing you must master. You must know that this is for positive charge. What about negative charge? Well, actually you can change your hand only for negative charge. And then if you go to questions like these, it's about the nuclear reaction. This is mathematic, a simple mathematic. Okay, so don't be afraid of such a looking scary questions. Okay, this is a simple mathematic. If in the beginning the number of charge is how many, then after the reaction the number of charge must be the same thing. That's the only point. Okay, let's check. 235 plus 1 is 236. 141 plus 92 is 233. 233 plus 1, okay, 233 plus 1 is equal to 234. Okay, so definitely this is not the same number. That's wrong. Okay, then stop the question for a moment and try to find the answer, please. Okay, if you continue the video, then you must already answer this question. Okay. Oops. And this is the last for paper 2. Understand the concept first. Okay, never waste your time in the class. Better ask for a 7 minutes break. Sir, can I have a break? If you start to feel tired of thinking, okay, that's the point. uh, After you have a break, then you can focus again. So never waste your time in the class. Okay, that's all about paper 2.